Previously on Unbalanced Encounters.
They walk you into a small little mausoleum that is just filled with like crates and barrels. At the very back, you see the faint glow of mushroom folk.
I think you'll find as a frequent visitor to the land of the living, these things are not worth what you are charging. All right, get us an elderberry, and how much would it cost?
The trophy that you have was from not your first kill, but from your first meal. And you've carried around this tortoise shell. You know what I think it is? Where do you get something so valuable?
Mel, your friend Brandveer, you said the world wasn't done with him, but do you know if there's a chance that he might be done with the world?
I went and checked the ledges, and there's no man with no boots.
I think in his limited time in this space, he's picked up on a few items that have been guarded a little bit more, that seem a little bit more precious. So I think he hones in pretty soon on the tortoise shell to distract Ganbald. Guard's room is ready.
And I'm gonna lean in really close. So it is.
The clock in the steeple of this building chimes, and people begin to pour out into the streets. And off in the distance, the geckos begin their slow journey to the bathhouse. One and all, and welcome to yet another episode of Unbalanced Encounters, the show that dares to ask, why did we pick such a difficult intro format? Dimension 20 just screams, say hi, Galactic Guardians, or some shit. I'm your host, Patrick Perini. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What is happening?
This is what happens when I try to write these like 2 minutes before the show starts.
Panic is the best
Frantic
essay writer
scribbling.
in my experience.
You're not wrong. It's like I have 15 of them for later episodes now, but I could not come up with one for this one that wasn't just me ragging on my own bad creative decision making. So, we are going to jump straight in because, quite frankly, there's a lot fucking happening. And I want to take a minute to recount the manifold fucking threads that are going into this experience, this heist, if you will.
Full Ocean's 11.
Well, it's funny you should say that. We have 3 major threads that we're following. On the one hand, we have Isaac and Harisa, who have managed to find a myconid purveyor and acquirer of contraband goods. Harisa, in what is a coincidentally very clever turn, took advantage of the myconid's assumption that any old tortoise shell was a holy relic, and has recruited said myconid to attempt to steal an elderwood berry. It is my understanding that Harisa and Isaac plan to use this to get close to Demoiselle. We'll see how that goes.
So will we.
What? I thought you knew what you were doing.
I never know what to do.
Oh, God.
But in the meantime, it intersects actually beautifully with Guard and Mel's plan to distract Ganbald. Mel has hidden the genuine tortoiseshell relic from the temple within the bathhouse, an item that belongs to the Elder Gods. What Mel is acting on here is the assumption that Ganbald will be suitably perturbed by another potential theft from this temple. The myconids have done this before. A suit of armor went missing some time ago, and Mel is seeking to replicate some of that panic. Guard's job is to now find Ganbald and alert him to the fact that something has gone missing from the temple. All the while, June is taking a page from Reevesy's book. Climbing up the steam pipes into the conservatory at the top floor, the only entrance to the penthouse floor that is not abjured by magic that would simply cause you all to cease existing. The idea is that if Ganbald is distracted, June can get into the study and read the ledgers, a thing that Reevesy proclaims to have been able to do. There are a lot of things that need to go right for you to figure out the things that you want to figure out and get access to the things you want to get access to. Mel needs to find Branveer, and the rest of you want to find the Minehead boys, who are ostensibly being held by Demoiselle. All 5 of you need to find Demoiselle and placate her to whatever extent you are able if you hope to get out of death alive. I would like you all to roll me initiative.
Huh?
We're going to be playing this heist in initiative order.
Oh, great. Lucky 7.
Hey, I'm with my partner, 6.
I also got a 6.
Hey.
12.
14.
We're all gonna die.
So, at the top of the initiative order, for the things that are active at the moment, it is, funnily enough, June with a 14. June, you have just separated off from Mel after having had a conversation with Reevesy about how to get to the top floor. You, as far as I'm aware, have not worked out like a signaling system or anything with the rest of them to determine whether or not Ganbald is sufficiently distracted. Oh. So you are kind of alone at the base of these steam pipes in the same sort of hot tub area where Isaac and Spinks were hanging out with Cletus the walrus. And it's relatively active. People are bustling about. A lot of people are getting, kind of distracted out toward the front. They're, sort of attending the next gecko delivery parade. But there are still some people who are kind of lounging in the hot tubs. It's a quiet moment. And you are sort of standing there by these steam pipes that run into the ceiling. Go ahead and roll me a d10.
Sure. Fuck. 9.
Okay, you are 19 floors down from the penthouse.
My palms are sweating.
Well, they're steam pipes, so yeah, they would be.
My actual palms are sweating.
Knees weak?
Mom's spaghetti.
What do you do? What is June doing?
So wait, I'm 19 floors from where I need to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is Mel still on the ground?
Mel has departed. Mel is in the temple. So Mel is in a different part of the building. Same floor, we'll say, but different part of the building.
So there's nobody from my team around. It's just me on a pipe.
Correct.
Cool.
You're a strong.
I don't know if you're climbing yet, but that's sort of up to you. But yeah, you've been turned loose.
She's gonna shrug and climb.
All right. Are you trying to be surreptitious about this? Are you trying to be not seen by any of the people who are kind of hanging out here?
As well as I cannot be seen with a big red tail.
Valid. It'll take you 5 rounds. It'll take you 5 rounds to fully get up there without burning any bond. We'll sort of keep track of that. There may be some other things that happen, but I think the most important thing here is to figure out whether or not you are seen. So why don't you go ahead and give me a stealth check?
Oh, fuck. 7.
I'm sorry.
All right, June. I think what happens here is that you are like trying to make this look like this is kind of a normal thing to do. You're trying to make it look like you're kind of where you're supposed to be. And I think that what's a fun thing to have happen here?
No fun, please.
Yeah, here it is.
No fun.
Here it is. You're trying to make this look like I think June, I think you actually do a pretty good job of making this look like this is where you're supposed to be, right? I think that you move with confidence, you move with purpose, and you move very quickly, sort of up the pipe, kind of in a moment where no one is really paying too much attention. I think, and you don't see this on a 7, importantly, I think that the rest of us see your tail about to vanish up the sort of crevice in the roof. And the smoke spirit steps into the room and catches a glimpse of your tail.
I'm hoping there's more red squirrels in the underworld.
You can go ahead and roll me a perception check if you want to see if you've seen any.
Why not? It's a 2 for 5.
Yeah.
Awesome rolls.
No, but you can't be the only one, right?
Yeah.
All right, we move on to Mel Manon. Mel, you have just hidden this tortoiseshell. I want you to roll me. What the fuck is a hide a thing check?
Sleight of hand.
It's got to be, right? It's got to be a sleight of hand check. But I think I want an int based sleight of hand check from you.
Well, it's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This is not when I want a nat 20, though.
Oh,
well,
I'm hiding a thing.
oh, well,
You say that, Mel. You say that. You absolutely say that. And I think that what happens here, right, is that you take this tortoiseshell and you're thinking about sort of where to put it, and you're moving around this sort of temple. You're kind of looking at, kind of different places that you could realistically hide this thing. And I think that you kind of move off to a corner and you come across a chest that is just kind of caked in dust, right? Obviously very obviously not something that has been, kind of accessed before. And you throw this thing open. This looks like a perfect place to hide this thing. You throw this thing open and you find an old cloak. And you pull this thing out and it like kind of at a glance, it doesn't look like anything in particular. But when you kind of lift it out of the chest, you realize that it is made of these like obsidian black feathers that, as you sort of hold it up to the light, kind of shimmer out of existence. This cloak gives you a +10 to stealth checks.
Invisibility!
I am the knight.
sick.
And you put the tortoiseshell down into the chest, close the chest, and at that exact moment, you hear the clock in the front of the building chime, and off in the distance, hear the formings of the Gecko Parade. They do have narratively immaculate timing.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Mel, I'm going to go ahead and say we'll treat that as your action kind of here, but is there anything else that you want to do? Again, you tell Ember to go let Guard know, so that is already kind of in flight. Is there anything that you sort of want to do in the beat between, kind of sending the message to Guard, realizing that the Gecko Parade is happening, and getting ready to encounter Ganbald?
I'm going to make my way back to the main area of the spa, because I think that would be probably, if Ganbald is going to be looking for me to help him with this, that's where he would look for me.
Okay, so you specifically don't want to be in the temple.
I do not want to be in the temple.
Do you want people to have not seen you in the temple?
I'm going to stealth out of there, baby.
Fucking give me a stealth check.
Yes.
It's an 8, but +10.
All right, an 18. I'm going to go ahead and roll just a flat d20. That's a 15. Nobody notices. You get to where you want to be in sort of the middle of the bathhouse. All right, we're going to move on from Mel to the smoke spirit. The smoke spirit sees the squirrel tail. I am going to go ahead and make an insight check. +0 to this check. It's going to be DC 10. That's a 9.
What squirrel? What squirrel?
The smoke spirit saw you, and the smoke spirit has an inkling that it is you. That was an insight check to determine whether or not the smoke spirit was sure that it was you, or something else was happening. So
It
the difference
might have been a
is
fox.
this smoke spirit going to move at a leisurely pace or a determined one was what this check was for. So the smoke spirit is going to move to the elevator, but it is going to take them 2 rounds to get there. So you have a 2-round lead on the elevator to beat this smoke spirit up to the penthouse.
But I don't know that he saw me.
You do not.
This is too tense.
Well, Harissa, you get to act. You are standing in I think that you and Spinks and Isaac are kind of approaching the gathering crowd for the gecko parade. And I think that, kind of the intention here is that the myconid, whom you left to figure it out kind of on their own, is going to ambush the geckos and steal an elderwood berry and then find you and give you the elderwood berry.
Yeah.
What are you doing to either help the myconid or cover your own ass?
Obviously, I want to make sure that, if he gets caught, he doesn't know me. I don't know him. We never had a conversation. Is there anything on me or Spinks or Isaac currently that could, like, bits of spore or some shit that could make it look like we've been around them in any way?
Do you want there to be?
No, I want to make sure there's, like, nothing on us whatsoever.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Like, dirt or anything.
I think this is a survival check.
Okay. I have a 12.
So funnily enough, the DC that I had set to like clean yourself off here was a 12. So I do think that you sort of take that beat to just completely ensure that there's no visible evidence of you sort of having been down in this sort of mausoleum bazaar or near the myconids. You get the both of you sort of cleared off. Yeah, I think you absolutely do that.
Yeah, and I think I'm just going to keep a very keen eye on the geckos at the moment, because I don't know what the Mushroom Man is intending to do, and I just want to keep my eye out for stuff.
Okay. Go ahead. Do me a favor. Go ahead and if you haven't used it already, take inspiration, because I think that was a good, like, finding a corner and preventing me from screwing you over on it. Like,
yeah, because I know what you're like.
You should be proud.
It's like, oh, you forgot about that bioluminescence on your cup.
The old bioluminescence card.
See, Emily's finally figuring out how to play to my weaknesses as a DM. Is that I will improvise spaces for you to have fucked up, sort of post hoc. And I can't do that if you've already narratively prevented me from doing so. All right. So that's going to be Harissa's turn. We move to Guard. Guard. You are standing in the front of the bathhouse. The gecko parade is forming just outside the door. I think that you're sort of in the, like, entrance foyer, right? I think very much like, again, kind of that Ocean's 11, like Danny Ocean walking into the casino, like at the top of the heist, right? And the camera's like doing that zoom from a floor up kind of around you. Your job, as it has been explained to you, is to find Ganbald and get him down to Mel and the temple, because something has gone missing and the myconids are to blame. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say something here that I just need to clarify.
Yeah.
What you just said might be what Guard is supposed to do.
Yes.
That is not what people told Guard to do. And I am gonna do what people told Guard to do.
Let's go.
Yep.
Are there people around in the bathhouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, you're kind of in probably one of the more crowded areas because people are filtering out to observe the parade.
I imagine that I stand maybe a head and shoulder above most of the crowd, except for like the walrus and other goofy characters.
The walrus is probably not like. Walruses are like 8.5 feet. I don't think Cletus is that.
So
tall.
I'm just gonna throw my arms up in the air, be as big as I can, and say, "I need to talk to Ganbald." And I'm looking around. Can one of you help me?
That is I needed an adult so hard.
Yeah. I need an adult.
And I'm gonna say it as loud as I can.
I need you to roll me a persuasion check, I think is what this is.
Yeah, let's go. -1, baby. 17. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Is that a 17 all in?
17. I rolled an 18 down to a 17.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 17 is actually quite good. Fuck me. Yeah. Okay. No, that's very good. That's very good. Guard, I think that as you say that, you see the smoke spirit round a corner, headed to the elevator. And the smoke spirit steps up to you and gives you like a short bow, and then gestures quizzically, right? Like gestures in a way that is kind of like inviting you to explain your concern, your need.
Okay. In the least aggressive way possible, I am going to grab the smoke spirit by the shoulders. I need to talk to Ganbald. Where is he? And I'm going to try to, like, encourage the smoke spirit to, like, take me to him.
I'll let the 17 ride, for sure.
I'm not trying to bow. I know that doesn't work on this guy.
No, you're good. And this is very much inside the wheelhouse. I think the remaining question is just, does the smoke spirit carve out an exemption for you to... You can't go up to the penthouse, right? Like, that's not a thing that physically can happen. I don't think the smoke spirit can bring you to Ganbald. I think the smoke spirit could theoretically bring Ganbald to you.
I will wait here. It's so important that I talk to Ganbald. And then I'll stand at attention as if I'm somehow helping.
See, this is very good for me because where the smoke spirit was going to very leisurely approach the penthouse in order to get there, like, in order to see what was going on, now the smoke spirit is going to very quickly approach the penthouse. So,
God damn it!
The smoke spirit, we're going to shave a round off of that. So we're down to 1 round on the smoke spirit, and the smoke spirit acknowledges you, bows very deeply, lifts back up, turns, and heads to the elevator. The smoke spirit is going to go fetch Ganbald for you.
When it bows, I'm going to lean forward and try to give it a knowing wink, as if it's in on the plan. But when I wink, it's just sort of like the light behind my mask kind of blinks on and off.
I'm going to roll just a perception check here. Again, +0.
It's like fucking TikTok from Return to Oz.
Everything according to plan.
Everything according to plan. That's a 9. I don't think this thing notices any of your interaction here, which is very good for you. Like, it's very good that it doesn't acknowledge or recognize any of this nonsense. Great. Okay, Guard, amazing. Please take inspiration for that absolute insane play. We'll see how it plays out.
Amazing.
We cut back to Isaac. Isaac, you and Harisa have just moved sort of into the gathering crowd for the gecko parade. You can see that the geckos are approaching, kind of maybe a few blocks off at this point. Harisa has done sort of the work to make sure that the two of you aren't going to be traced to your interactions with the myconids. What do you do?
Oh God. Can I still see the little twerp running around?
The myconid?
Yeah.
I think that you guys would have parted ways if you want to have tracked him in like a cohesive way. We could roll for that, but I don't think that you would have just being able to just keep an eye on him.
No, that's cool. Isaac was really letting Harisa take the lead on this, and he's just gonna pat her on the shoulder. You got this, kid. And cast Bless on Harisa, Mr. Spinks, and himself, which is the first time Isaac's ever cast it on himself.
I'm into this. This is very good. Yeah.
Oh, I feel refreshed.
Oh, I suddenly feel all...
Yeah, it's like a
Warm and
tingly
fuzzy
feeling.
inside.
Ooh, you guys feel like this all the time? This is nice. Feel like an air breeze, light breeze, just going in the wind.
Isaac, could I get a perception check off of you, please?
Shit. All right.
While we're doing it.
Plus bless.
Yes, I'll let you
Plus
bless.
bless.
1, that's 15. Add a d4.
I mean, that's going to do it, but go for it. See if we can get past
17.
Cool. You see the geckos kind of round a bend and, sort of pass by a shop off in kind of the middle distance. And you see that these two geckos kind of carried on this palanquin have exactly one of these, kind of supernaturally grapefruit-sized elderwood berries. This seems to be a very, very skint offering.
That's it?
Oh shit.
Oh, no. Well, good thing I thought that myconid was an asshole. I'm not going to feel bad about this at all. Things are going to go bad.
Anything else from Isaac on his
No,
turn?
it's fine. We all just look like the heroes when we steal it back. Wink.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
Isaac feels a little bit better from that because he definitely wasn't going to let this myconid steal this last one.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
But yeah, Isaac will keep his eyes out for the little guy and have his shield prepped to just chuck it at his goofy head.
I don't think on a 17 you don't see him.
Okay.
Yet. So
He's a stealthy boy. All right.
at least so far. Mostly he's just small. Remember, this is one of the parts of the myconid that you had like smashed into pieces. Like several of them have reassembled, and it's now like 2 feet tall.
Pat, I'm envisioning like Toad from Mario, but
Pretty
like
much.
just a gangly gangster
Just the just the Wario, the Waluigi
from
version of
Chicago.
Toad.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Or even worse, Atlantic City. Oh, okay. Moving on.
Exactly. Wonderful. Speaking of which, it is actually the myconid's turn. Because nobody necessarily has eyes on this myconid yet, I am going to go ahead and roll a stealth check. 12. I think on a 12, Isaac, you do see the myconid kind of poke his head out from the crowd and then duck back in.
Little shit. Going back on our deal.
I'm going to roll one more thing for this myconid. We're going to call this, we'll call this acrobatics. Oh, no.
We love Onos.
Oh no.
I got a hand axe with his name on it. Don't worry.
Dude, we do love Onos. Onos are fun.
They're the best.
Isaac, because you are sort of watching, you see that this myconid pops back up actually on a like a rain barrel. There's like a rain barrel that's sort of under a gutter toward the back of a, kind of a part of the crowd that's in front of a shop, right? And it looks like the myconid is kind of trying to get a better look at the geckos or something to that effect. And you see him actually kind of scramble up the rain gutter and get out on an eave. And doesn't seem to be seen by anybody else, but you've watched him do sort of this whole thing.
He's getting in position. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Just lean over to Harisa and point this out.
Harisa, you then only afterwards clock the myconid.
All right. My eyes are well. I don't want, because the thing is,
Yeah.
when you're in a crowd and like one person looks up at something,
What's
everyone else is like,
that?
what are you
Yeah.
You guys are trying.
I
You guys are
look
trying
up,
not to
right?
draw attention.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
That's easy enough. I think actually, generally speaking, there's enough distraction in this crowd because people are like kind of unhappy that this is sort of the second time in a row that very very little
Yeah.
has been brought in this offering, right? I think that the last time that this happened, there were, I think we said 4 elderwood berries and people were worried about the destruction of their property, right? They were worried about sort of some kind of damage. It seems like most of that aggression was taken out on y'all. But we'll see how it goes with one. People are concerned.
my anxiety is like through the roof.
My levels of guilt for this fantasy world that we live in are so high right now.
Yeah, holy shit.
I live in blissful ignorance.
I hate you. I love you and hate you for that.
Guard is incredible. June,
Yeah.
You manage to get up 4 floors, just kind of, hand over foot over tail, right? You're just squirrel climbing up these pipes. Nobody really notices you. In fact, a lot of these floors seem to be relatively empty because people have kind of emptied out to watch the parade, which is very convenient. You get up to the 4th floor, and you find yourself at what looks to be some sort of like open floor plan restaurant. And you see that the pipes here kind of tendril off, and each seem to be feeding little, almost like flat top griddle cooking stations. It looks like the situation
Waffle
at this
House?
restaurant is that you like pull up to the bar and sit at, more or less, right?
Yes.
And I think that you see you see a couple of people that are kind of doing a little bit of cooking. A couple of people are doing a little bit of eating. You see what looks like a familiar face standing behind one of the griddles. He is an eagle person.
Oh,
This guy.
oh shit!
And you see that he is just like, he's like slinging hash browns, and he's just like
Smothered and covered.
just absolutely like the diner lingo that's coming off of this guy. And he like takes a giant plate of pancakes and slides it down. Order up. And you recognize this as Jehoshaphat.
From my dream.
Yes, the man that was walking into the afterlife following the bird from your dream. Seems he has picked up a little work.
Oh, I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him.
Are you
Wipes a little tear.
stopping to interact with this man in any way, or are you just...
Absolutely not.
All right, go ahead and give me another stealth check, if you'd be so kind.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll that against Jehoshaphat specifically.
Fuck.
You have to beat a 15.
Cool. That's a 4.
Got any inspiration?
No. I should have talked with it. Yeah. Man.
No, not necessarily. It's just...
Damn.
So, June, you are kind of climbing up, and you clock Jehoshaphat, and he slings his plate of pancakes, and then he sees you, and he locks eyes with you, and what? Hey, wait a minute! Aren't you that girl?
Sup, J-Ho? And she's gonna keep going.
What?
Was she a squirrel before? And he kind of like turns to somebody who's sitting there. There's just like a little like badger person. He's like, was she a squirrel before? No, I mean, I think I know her from somewhere, but I don't remember her being a squirrel. Listen, I'm going to clock out for a minute. Y'all are good here for a second. I'm going to go see if I can figure out what's going on there, because she seemed like she was in a bit of some trouble. I'll be back in 10. And Jehoshaphat has entered the fray.
No, Jehoshaphat, don't enter.
Crap. I'm gonna have a whole parade of people.
It's going to be very funny to me.
The stealthy acrobatic moment of the campaign is just a line, gaggle of people following.
Yeah, like, Cinder, you were worried that, like, you weren't gonna be able to lie. Well, the person that should have been able to simply climb a pipe is announcing to everybody that she is climbing a pipe.
June, I will say in your benefit here, you do notice that Jehoshaphat like acknowledged you, right? Like you had a brief exchange with him. So like you're pretty sure he's gonna try to figure out what's going on with you.
Oh shit.
Anything else from June? Because I think that's another 4 floors of movement. You got 11 more to go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's just gonna climbing up that pipe.
Fantastic.
Which sounds more like a squirrel.
Speaking of
nuts.
rodent like, oh Jesus Christ. Mel, it's your turn. Mel, you are I would say probably at this moment arriving kind of at the front of the building, and you see that Guard is standing there waiting by the elevator very conspicuously.
I'm still waving my arms.
Waving his arms. What do you do?
It's tempting to go play along with the facade, but I think Melmanon is also wary of how well Guard is going to do if Mel starts playing along with not knowing what's going on. So Mel is going to attempt to not be seen by Guard to not complicate things. And specifically, Mel is thinking about what else can I do to cause a little bit of chaos here. So Mel's going to go to an empty bathroom and bust some pipes.
Yeah, buddy.
What are we doing here?
We're doing it's going according to plan.
Everything according to plan. This is incredible, and I love it. And yes, Mel, I need you to please make me. Fucking Christ, what am I gonna have you? Are you using magic to do this first and foremost?
To bust the pipes?
Bust up some pipes, or are you just using like your? What is your weapon? You've got a rapier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you using just like your rapier? Or just like anything you could find? Like, what? Describe to me what this looks like.
Melmanon also has a dagger, so I will use the dagger, and in one of the pipes in some bathroom that is empty,
Yeah.
I'm going to find one of the joints and shove it in and just have some water spraying out.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I think this is going to be another sleight of hand check, and I think this one is going to be Dex. I think this is going to help determine like combination of how non-obvious and also effective you are at this.
14.
Okay. Fantastic. I'm just gonna roll for the pipes. Do
the pipes notice they're being bust?
Yeah.
So you managed to get in here, and you do manage to like you jam your dagger sort of into kind of a joint between two of the pipes, and you sort of wrench it, and you see that you sort of dislodge it, and a bunch of steam comes out. You kind of back up and get out of the way, and a little bit of water is sort of condensing on this thing. You've definitely like caused an issue here, right? And like the room is very quickly filling with steam. It is visible. It's like filling up from the top down. It's getting very, very warm. It's making a very loud kind of hissing noise, kind of tea kettle-esque. And yes, this is very good. This is very, very good.
Is it?
At that moment, June, you notice that the pipe you are climbing gets much cooler.
Oh. Cool. It's cool. It's a cool pipe.
And from just above you, we'll come back to this on your turn, from just above you, you hear some clamoring, like moving away from you.
Uh-oh.
So, Mel, that it for you?
Yeah, Mel's going to hang out in this slightly steamy room and just sort of wait with his ear to the door, waiting for what's going to happen with Guard and if Ganbald is going to come.
Okay. Fantastic. We move on to the smoke spirit. And we see the smoke spirit beat June to the top floor by quite a bit.
Uh-oh.
Disappear into Ganbald's study. Reappear with Ganbald. Step back into the elevator.
Let's go.
And sit back down.
Everything according to plan.
Harisa.
Hello.
You see the myconid out on the ledge. You see the geckos approach underneath the ledge. You probably assume that the myconid is going to drop on the geckos somehow. What do you do?
Fucking hold my breath, Jesus Christ. God, okay, let me think. I'm going to get Sphinx, because he's small, just to kind of like sneak a bit closer, like amongst the people's legs and things. Just sort of like to follow the pace of the geckos, like so he's right next to them in the crowd, like as they're moving.
So Spinks is going to have to get to them to then keep pace, which will take a little bit of time.
Yeah, so he's gonna just kind of be close to them. Because we're looking like tourists, just that, ooh, isn't this cool? And then he's gonna...
Spinks is fully decked out in a Marie Antoinette dress.
That's right. Fuck.
Oh my god, are we still in dresses?
Yes, actually.
That's fine. That just means people make way for him as he sachets through the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fancy.
Everyone is dressed up very fancy.
We are very fancy.
Very good.
Oh, I saw my robe on. Let's go. Kimono life, Isaac.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Thank you. Please. Thank you very much.
I think every now and then most people are just like, what? And then every now and then you get like, oh, a lizard. And they move out of the way. Yeah, I think Spinks gets up to it. I will the way that I'm gonna give you advantage on like any sort of perception or intelligence check that you're trying to make for stuff that's happening kind of around the geckos right now, right? So if like Spinks you can kind of leverage Spinks in that way. But that's bonus action. I think as Spinks sort of moves away, you actually feel a tap on your shoulder.
Oh.
You turn around, and it is Ariel.
Oh shit.
Hey.
Well, Harisa is gonna be a bit taken aback because she was not expecting this, and she's also kind of like, this is great, but right now, really? Ariel? You're gonna do this right now? Hi, Ariel? Was it?
Yeah.
You don't remember her name, dude. Like, you don't remember her name.
Shut up.
It was Safra, I think, right? I think I heard your little lizard friend calling you Safra.
Well, my closest friends call me Safra, so that's fine if you would like to call me Safra.
Getting distracted by Sam's intense reactions here. I think she kind of straightens a little when you say that. She says, "Well, thank you very much. I don't mean to intrude. I'm sure you're very preoccupied watching the parade. I just wanted to check in and see how y'all made it in finding the market that we talked about. Y'all find what you were looking for?"
Oh, you mean the tourist market? Yes, I found some lovely little keyrings.
And she pulls out the fork and does like the pen flip thing with the fork, just kind of casually while you guys are talking.
Yes, I found some darling little keyrings with hot springs written on. It was very nice. I'm going to take some home in my next incarnation.
I don't...
give them to the little ones.
That sentence you just said, that thing that you just strung together that were all technically words that made sense, raised so many questions about how you expect to get out of here that do you want to go get a cup of coffee? We could detangle that.
I know what you're doing, DM. You're trying to distract me from
everything's
the cause
going
with a pretty
according to plan.
Listen,
Day episode within a heist episode.
Listen, there is nothing I like better than having you all roll initiative and then giving you like fundamental value quandaries that remove you from combat. It might be regrowing trees. It might be cute redheads. You never know.
Hey, one of those I have heavy disadvantage on, and I'm gonna let the audience figure it out on their own.
Okay. Harissa's gonna take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And she hates having to do this. As much as I would love to do that, Ariel, I'm a little bit indisposed at the moment. But what time do you get off your shift later?
Well, I mean, I own the place, so whenever I want.
Well, I'll tell you what. When the mushrooms start glowing outside your door, I'll be there.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check if you'd be so kind.
With a fucking boombox
God damn. Rocks at her window.
Right.
I have a 12 with my -1.
You are blessed.
She kind of stops. Oh, yeah, go ahead and add bless to that.
Oh,
just
yeah.
for fun.
And by bless, I mean Isaac shoves you into her as he's listening to this conversation.
So that pushes it to a 15.
That's a 15. All right. Okay. On a 15, she stops, sort of pen twirling the fork. She kind of eyes you over and smirks a little bit. All right, Safra. But just so you don't go forgetting. And she kind of reaches up into her, kind of ponytail and pulls out a little length of white ribbon and hands it to you. I'm going to want that back. And she turns and disappears into the crowd.
Meanwhile, there is Spinks not knowing why he's suddenly all flushed, and he's fanning himself frantically.
But with like a full, again, Marie Antoinette, scallop.
So it looks normal.
It just looks completely there's a little bit of like down fringe on the end of it. Just 100%.
I think my corset is a bit tight. All of a sudden.
God damn it, Spinks.
Harissa is now she's finished looking cool. She's going to turn back around.
What the hell was that?
Never you mind what all of that was. Okay, where's the geckos?
Yeah, right
the
there.
geckos
Yeah.
here. Yes, the geckos. Focus on the
right?
geckos.
You need a second?
No,
that
fine.
was
I'm fine.
very embarrassing to listen in on. I'm going to be honest. You are not the most smooth of operators.
Listen. You want your neck to be smooth when it misses its head, because that is what's going to happen.
Okay, that's. I just wanted to give you some tips. If anything, it just
Okay, all right. That maybe later. Let's focus on the gecko. Right.
You're gonna meet with her, right? You're not gonna forget, are you?
Oh yes. I mean, if I'm going to do anything in these hot springs, it's going to get laid.
Oh, okay. Geckos.
Priorities. Gecko.
Incredible. I need you to realize that you have just given me the moment that something dramatic is happening, I am going to make sunset happen, and you are going to have the worst time of your life.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
So Guard, you are standing with your arms up. The smoke spirit has just disappeared up the elevator.
Are there still a lot of people in the bathhouse?
It's thinning because people are out toward the parade, right? So I think you're not alone, but it's definitely a little less.
I look down at one of the, a hedgehog person.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Ganbald. And I lean forward, give him a little wink.
I need you to roll me another persuasion check.
God damn it, Cinder.
That's a 2 minus 1.
That's a dirty one. That's a dirty one.
Just random people next to you, like, what the fuck?
Okay. This hedgehog person is about 1.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And you see them kind of walking past you, and really you're just noticing the spikes and sort of the bipedal walk. And you say that you're waiting for Ganbald, and give kind of a wink, and this hedgehog person turns around, locks eyes with you, and you notice full military dress, right? Double-breasted, ribbons, saber, little hat, right? And this hedgehog looks up at you and goes,
"What seems to be the problem, citizen?"
I'm supposed to be getting Ganbald.
What urgent business requires Ganbald?
I'm gonna lean down real close. A disruption.
A disruption?
Yes.
Are you causing a disruption, or have you observed one, citizen?
Neither.
I'm not sure I understand.
There is a disruption that I am to tell Ganbald about.
What is the nature of this disruption?
I don't know.
Then how will you tell Ganbald?
I will inform him of I have to tell him about the disruption.
Hold on. This hedgehog kind of looks back and forth, just like, what the fuck?
If you know what I mean.
Who told you you have to tell him about a disruption?
Melmanon.
Oh no.
There it is.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Fuck.
I love it. But no.
Incredible. Mel, what's your passive deception?
That's some stank shit, though. Can I just say, if a person has a passive deception, there is no trusting that person.
It's 15.
I trust
Okay.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really cool.
So Mel, this hedgehog is going to get a +2 to this check, which means that this hedgehog needs to roll a 13 or higher in order to become concerned about Mel's participation in a disruption. This is going to be an insight roll. That's a 14. That's a 16 all in. One past your passive.
Can I roll something to notice a change in the hedgehog?
Yeah, go ahead and give me insight, and we're going to use that to determine something here.
I'm so excited.
I'm so bad at all of these types of rolls. Oh my god.
I love it though. Because it's so guard. It's just...
That's a 4. It's a 6.
Hey, +1.
Hey,
Big difference.
Yeah. Because on a 6, you definitely don't notice like a change that you want to probe into. But I'm wondering if something else doesn't happen here.
Is this guy a bad guy? Do I need to destroy him?
Guard, I want to dial in on something actually to know how to run this. What is Guard feeling about this hedgehog in this moment, as he is like quizzically scrutinizing you for the issue?
2 things. Guard's initial thought was he was just excited that he was doing a plan, so he was just telling someone that was nearby. And thing 2, Guard is a little bit like, I don't think he's suspicious, but I feel like he doesn't want to be made the fool. He's getting asked all these questions that he doesn't know the answers to. But I don't think he feels offended. I think it's more just like, why don't I know the answers?
Oh no, buddy!
Yes.
It's like, wait.
No. That's very good. Because Guard, the moment you have what is probably one of your first real wrestlings with self-reflection, and
Oh,
considering
shit.
why you don't know something, you cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, cool. Into it.
Excuse a what?
And your filigree starts to glow a gentle lavender as you probe into the thoughts of the hedgehog.
Okay, so with Detect Thoughts, it does 2 things. I just get the surface level emotion thought,
Yes.
but I can probe deeper.
Yeah.
They will know, though, right?
So we're going to start with the surface level.
Only if they succeed on the saving throw.
Okay.
So, surface level thoughts. This hedgehog is concerned that Melmanon is trying to cause a disruption. He doesn't know why. He doesn't think that Melmanon is necessarily not to be trusted, but he's concerned that Melmanon, for some reason, is trying to cause a disruption. That's the surface level thought.
Melmanon is the one causing the disruption, so like that just makes sense. I think Guard is gonna probe deeper, unintentionally.
Yeah, I love that. What is the it's a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, and he's gotta beat a 13.
That's a 4.
I enter his mind.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm just hearing the dial-up noise as like Guard starts glowing as he's connecting to the internet for the first time.
Mr. Spinks, put the phone away. Put the
God.
phone down. I'm trying to connect.
So, if you probe deeper, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind.
I'm either gonna kill this thing or give it a hug. Mm-hmm.
Guard, You snap into a very different space. And you find yourself in underbrush. And it is dark and unfamiliar. And you start to move through some of these bushes and roots and trees, pushing away branches and looking for light, any point of reference. And you come upon a hedgehog in a little clearing, running in circles, illuminated by nothing, but perfectly clear and visible. And the hedgehog sort of stops, looks at you and says, "Oh, it's you. Hi. I'm really nervous. Are you really anxious about this?"
I walk over and I sit down. What are you anxious about?
And it starts running in circles again, kind of around you. "I don't know if we could trust Melmanon. He showed up and curry favor with Ganbald so quickly. It's not fair. It's not fair."
Do you not trust Melmanon? Or are you envious of him?
I don't know. I think he's not trustworthy. He's not trustworthy. He wants to cause a disruption. But how else could he have gotten into Ganbald's favor so quickly? He must be up to something. And he's just chasing his own tail.
Okay. In the real world, I'm just going to reach down. I'm going to just grab the hedgehog. I'm just going to lift him off the ground. I'm just going to look at him. You don't need to be envious of other people. And I'm going to give him a hug. But I'm also going to just try to hold him there so he's not going anywhere.
Hardest grapple check of Guard's life.
Yeah, please make me an athletics check. We're going to go ahead and say that this is with advantage.
That is a 17.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
-1 to this roll.
Oh my god, amazing.
It's an 11 for a 10. You have the hedgehog, sort of, "Citizen, please, I need to go report."
It's all right. Doof, doof.
And we cut. Fucking incredible. So Isaac, who blissfully has no idea how sad this hedgehog is.
Besides that minor hiccup right there with your lady friend, everything is going according to plan.
Minor hiccup? I don't know. I feel like it's a minor hookup.
Okay.
Hey.
Never.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to use.
The amount of dumb but also amazing jokes this session is
Right.
off the wall.
My jaws hurt from how much I'm smiling this entire session. Oh my God.
Let me see if I can flip that around.
Oh,
Isaac.
don't do that.
Isaac, I think you have been kind of distracted by this interaction with Ariel and Harissa, so that you've kind of stopped paying attention to the mic and making preparations. But that breaks up. You guys have a couple of words over it. What is Isaac's focus for this round? What are you trying to accomplish? Things seem to still be kind of on an even keel for the moment.
Just keeping an eye on the myconid, because Isaac he's fighting with himself in whether to let this little thing take or attempt to take it.
So you think that the myconid is gonna jump into the fray, attempt to take this elderwood berry on its next turn. So if you would like, I will let you ready an action if there's something in particular that you want to do.
I would like to ready my channel divinity, Nature's Wrath.
Oh shit! What is
Hell
That
yeah.
what is that? Is that the one that pins?
That's the Vine hentai. Yes, that's what you were.
No,
Oh,
no.
nice.
You could just say vines, man.
I mean, yeah, I could have, but I wouldn't have gotten that reaction out of it.
That's true. Christ almighty. Okay, so you are writing some vines. Christ's sake. For use on whom?
The myconid.
And all of its many orifices. Great.
No.
Yes.
No.
I was gonna say whoever asks nicely.
I hate all of you.
What do you
So
mean?
God, this episode is a little silly. All right, Isaac, so that's going to go ahead and that's going to be
It's a
your action.
heist. Yes, I'm holding.
Any bonus action?
No. Bonus action will be, I mean, just don't. You were like heavy breathing when you were talking to her. It was a little awkward. It's just.
Was that it? Oh, I tried to just
Yeah.
breathe through my
No,
nose.
that's the heavy breathing. Your nostrils were inflamed way too
Oh.
much. It was a
They
lot.
were flaring? I try
Yeah.
not to flare my
Could
nostrils.
see all up in there.
I know it's not
It
that
was-
attractive. And I'm taller than her too.
Hey, height's not that big of a deal, you
Nose
know.
hair.
You figure it out. Man, you're awkward. All right.
Oh, yeah.
As you all are having this conversation, you hear off in the distance, kind of again, this middle distance as the geckos reach this corner. Snap! And this myconid throws itself Errol Flynn style off of this eaves, holding onto a rope that at its apex breaks. And the myconid, boom, slams into the geckos.
Man, oh Manischewitz, what a wild session this has been so far. Good thing we're taking a break with good old me, Cinder. Hi, how are you? I got some news for you, friendos. Welcome to the mid-roll. We got Patreon updates. We got fully formatted PDFs of some wonderful homebrew from our game's world of Astilla. Subclasses? Monsters? Even magic items? Even some magic items submitted by patrons? You better believe it, friendo. But that's not all. We have updates to all of our Patreon tiers as well. Moss advocates can now name an NPC that will be used in the game once per month, like Theodosius Andrew Quartermain Esquire III, brought to us by the Elder Barry. Gecko Guardians can now submit homebrew items once a month that could be used in-game, as well as give as many NPC ideas as they want. Would you like to flood our Dungeon Master with ridiculous NPC names that he will feel obligated to put into the story? Well, then this is the tier for you. And our Wields Wardens, as well as our Rally Defenders, can send in as many item ideas and NPC ideas as they would like, as you might like. We've got about 3 or 4 sessions left in this arc, so now is the perfect time to join up and get one of your magic item ideas introduced into the game. Don't forget, joining the Patreon will also get you some fancy Rally stickers, access to the original Rally soundtrack, and some unique short stories that take place in our wonderful game world. Joining the Patreon is a great way to help out, get some awesome Rally stuff, and show your love for the podcast. Speaking of podcasts, let me tell you about MCU and Me. Our very own Sayer is a Marvel superfan, and he hosts the podcast MCU and Me with his partner Kaylee, where together they watch through the MCU in release order for Kaylee's first time. Her fresh eyes and takes matched with his nerdy obsession offers a unique look at how these films come across and what resonates to who. To whom? One of those. Anyway, Sayer also breaks down the musical scores of each film, because, he always has that composer brain working overtime. Find it anywhere you get your podcasts. New episodes every month. And since I'm the one that has to record this mid-roll, I'm just going to give a shout out to my nephew Sylvan. Hi, Sylvan. He's only about 1.5, so it might be 10 to 15 years before he ever listens to this podcast. But my God, will this be a weird moment for him if that ever happens. Okay, back to the show.
We are back at the top of the order with June. You get up another 4 floors. This is 12. You have another 6 to go. However, yeah, you're fucking tired.
Hate this.
You find that this floor is a little shorter than the others, and seems to the steam pipes, as they kind of come up into this floor, seem to, for the most part, immediately like elbow bend off and go out in all directions, and your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness, and you realize that you're in like a distribution floor, right? Like this floor seems to be kind of in between other floors for management and maintenance of the infrastructure of this building. And you heard on this floor at the, kind of toward the end of your last turn, people running away from you. So they were running like away from the spot that you're at. As your eyes kind of adjust, you realize that the exit to this big room is like a trap door, right? That is on like the far side of the room, and you are alone. And you see that there are like tools scattered around, right? It looks like people were like up here working, and they have all rushed away. So you have this floor to yourself, and it seems like there are like tools and sort of sundries lying around that you could potentially investigate. You've got this space. What do you do?
I'm gonna climb in and drop my hands down on my knees and try to take a breath. Okay. And I want to see if there's anything that will help me climb faster.
Incredible. And a very good idea. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a, we'll say an investigation check, and I'll give you advantage because you have a little bit of time.
Okay, the first one's a 14.
Okay. That's pretty
Second one's an 18.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Give me a climbing shooter thing.
Yeah, so I think that as you are kind of looking around, you see that, the stuff that was left out are like spanners and stuff, right? It looks like people were like working on some of the piping. And again, you've noticed that the pipe that you were climbing like dropped in temperature very, very quickly. You actually see that there's like a little temperature dial on one of them that is like floored into like an explicitly marked out like blue zone that doesn't look good. You're looking around, you see that someone has left just like their entire kit, right? And you crack open this toolbox, and kind of amongst several other things, hammers and, kind of a little saw, you find 2 things that I think are probably meaningful here. You find something that looks like an ID badge. That is a squirrel person.
No.
A little sketch of a squirrel person.
Lies.
Yeah, I just did a high-low roll. A little sketch of a squirrel person. And you see that the name on there is Bruce. And so little ID badge. And
Bruce.
Yes, probably. And also in this toolbox is you're not super familiar with it. It kind of looks like a crossbow, which is a thing that you've like read about, kind of in some of the like when you were working for Benny, she would occasionally get like effectively catalogs of things that she could purchase, right? Like her like purveyors would send her like, hey, we have this new thing. It looks kind of like a crossbow, but instead of being loaded with a bolt, it is loaded with a little 4-pronged hook.
Grappling hook, my dudes.
So you can take this grappling hook if you are so inclined. It's got a little reel on it for winding back in, kind of fishing rod style.
Pat is opening up a jar that he's going to regret.
No. Do you know what's happening is Pat is tired of me climbing up this goddamn wall, as tired as I am. Let's get the fuck out of here.
June, you now have this grappling hook. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's action. But are you kind of queuing up? I think we could say that, sort of with your movement, you can get up the rest of these floors by next turn if you are so inclined.
Before I leave, can I look for a pair of pliers?
Yes, you absolutely can. Incredible. You find a pair of pliers. You have that thought, like you pick up this grappling hook, you like go to get ready, and then you're like, wait, I should grab a pair of pliers. I'm curious as to why June wants a pair of pliers. No reason?
No reason. She wants
Amazing.
a pair of pliers.
Great. You
Who
find a pair of
knows?
pliers. You go back to the toolbox to get a pair of pliers, and as you grab them, because they're just sitting right there, you hear the trapdoor open, and Jehoshaphat pokes his head up. It ain't about it. Squirrel girl, are you... Oh shit, that's probably copyrighted. Girl who is a squirrel. What is that you?
No. Name's Bruce.
Come on.
I'm here to shit. Fix the pipes. And I'll hold out the badge, and I'm like twirling the pliers.
You're in a dress.
Hey, listen, we don't judge here.
I need a deception check. At the very least, it's not work safe, right? Like, it's not.
Sam went through like 5 accents.
The uniform.
Deception.
Okay, so here's the situation. Here's the situation. I'm giving you inspiration because that was incredible.
Okay.
But I'm also gonna have you make a deception check that is at least when called at disadvantage. So you could use inspiration to roll flat if you want, but I need a deception roll at disadvantage.
Sam.
She's also.
It's all according to plan.
Everything
is according to plan.
That's a 19.
Let's fucking go!
Oh.
Yay!
Silver tongued.
All right, 19. You rolled a 19. Jehoshaphat has +0 to wisdom. He's got to roll a 19 or 20 on the die. That's 14. Jehoshaphat says, "Oh, sorry about that. Bruce, you said your name was in 5 accents?"
That's right. Name's Bruce.
Keep your eyes peeled. There's a girl running around here. She was climbing up the pipes. I think she might be in trouble. I know it's like out of my jurisdiction. I just work down at the restaurant a couple floors down. But if you see her, just like maybe let Ganbald know, let somebody know. Something fishy there.
Did she look like a red squirrel?
Yeah, do you see her?
That is my.
That was like 3 more accent changes.
You're also really pushing the boundary of this 19 deception check.
Oh, sorry. That's my assistant. I'll let Ganbald know if I see her.
I love Bruce. Bruce is great.
Bruce is all over the place.
Huh. Well, hold on, Bruce. If she's your assistant, why do you need to let Ganbald? Is she okay? Like, is everything?
Oh shit. I'm looking for her.
But if you find her, why do you need to let Ganbald know? Do you need help, Bruce? Is everything okay?
Shit.
I'll tell you what Bruce doesn't need, a shovel. You're digging yourself in.
Digging deep. digging so deep.
Fuck. She's she's up for review. So I need to take her to Ganbald.
Oh, yeah, demerits and stuff. Yeah, Reezy was telling me about that. Yeah, all right.
Oh, my heart.
The amount of fucking mental gymnastics that I'm having to do to, like, make this 19 work, I love it.
So sorry.
And Joseph says, all right, well, I'll let you know if I find her. I'm gonna go look down. Maybe she stopped at one of the lower floors. I just thought I heard something. So you take it easy, all right, pal?
You too.
Will do. And he lowers the trap door. And with that,
Fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You were good. You were good, Sam.
Success.
You were set, and then you just...
I'm sorry.
And it was perfect. No, do
I
not
kept talking, I'm
apologize.
so
That
nervous.
was so good.
Look at how
was
I read my
amazing.
That was a work of art.
Stop. I've been trying so hard to do a Kiwi accent. It did not work out.
I know, it was so good. We smash cut to Mel. Mel, you hear, because you were keeping your ear to the door, you hear people starting to approach the bathroom. You kind of get the sense that they're grumbling about something having gone wrong. And I did roll to see if they would figure out sort of where the source, how quickly they'd figure out where the source was, and it was very high. So they seem to be clocking your situation pretty quickly.
Okay. Question for you.
Yeah.
With my passive perception of 13, how much would I have been able to hear of the hedgehog conversation with Guard?
Over the sound of the steam, I would say probably not at all. You do have your ear to the door, so if you want to take your action this turn to have, like, really listened in, that's the hard choice that I'll give you. Do you want to be paying attention to the people who are approaching to fix the pipe, or do you want to be paying attention to Guard?
I think it's more prudent to deal with the immediate, so I'm going to use it to deal with the people approaching the room. So, I hear people coming.
Yes.
I'm going to open the door and stumble out backwards and sort of be blowing steam away from my face.
You stumble out backwards and just like into a Goliath woman who is just like, you know, she's kind of like she's wearing like, you know, kind of leather, you know, sort of coveralls and like a work shirt with the sleeves rolled up, kind of a vibe. And she's standing next to a much shorter, tufted squirrel-looking man. And you sort of stumble into her, and she kind of grabs you and says, Mr. Lapignon, what's going on?
Yes, well, I found the leak. Ooh, it surely is right there. Could you take a look at that for me, please?
Go ahead and roll me a performance check with advantage, please. Because you did technically find the leak.
Well, one of them was a 1, but the other one was a 23.
Yeah, so on a 23...
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it is. She hoists you kind of back to your feet. You know, she stands good couple feet taller than you, you know, sort of dusts you off a little bit, pats your shoulder and says, yeah, I mean, we'll take a look at it. You doing okay? You didn't get burned or anything, huh?
No, thankfully I didn't get too close. I've learned my lesson the hard way before.
These pipes are murder. Don't ever try to climb them. They step into the bathroom to go fix this issue. We'll go ahead and say that is action. You've still got movement and bonus left because as you sort of stumble out, you could take stock of the room and see that Guard is cradling someone who works here.
A hedgehog.
A hedgehog. You know this hedgehog to be Theodosius Andrew Quartermain Esquire III.
That is a mouthful.
Shut up.
Named by Elderberry. Thank you, Elderberry.
Hey.
Do I know anything about Theodosius from prior run-ins with them in Melmanon's history?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think that maybe not like a ton of interaction, but like this hedgehog is part of Ganbald's staff, kind of a self-styled head of security. That's not really a real position, but they kind of have tried to carve that out for themselves, right? And they're very intentionally observant.
I think Melmanon is going to continue to stay away from Guard's whole situation, seeing that there is now another person there who quite possibly would be someone who is looking for suspicious things. Melmanon is not going to put any more pressure on what Guard has to do or not do.
Okay, very good.
Good show.
Okay, are you staying hidden?
Yes, in the kerfuffle of people coming to the room, Melmanon is going to slip sort of around a corner.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll go ahead and let that ride. Mel, as you slip around the corner, out of the corner of your eye, you see the elevator gates open up, and the smoke spirit and Ganbald step out. And Ganbald says, "Oh, what in the world is happening? What is going on down here? Guard? Theodosius? Is everything all right?"
Ganbald, there are two incredibly important things I need to tell you. I am so glad that you're here. First and foremost, this hedgehog needs to feel more important. He is having a hard time. And I just hold him up, and he is upset because he feels like he is not having his full potential met, and it's leading to him being rather envious and judgmental of others. So, if you could do anything to help this hedgehog feel more empowered in his position here, that would probably go a long way. That's the first thing. The second thing is there's a disturbance at the temple.
Just holding this hedgehog like baby Simba. Like, by the way.
Jesus Christ. Okay. You kind of get the sense that Ganbald is like humoring you a little bit, is sort of with you up to this point. Like, because you got to understand, like, the way that like working at the hot springs works and service at the hot springs works is that it's entirely sort of self-directed, right? Like you are of service to others, not for yourself, but to practice being of service to others, to atone for something that you may have done in life. And so it's very clear to Ganbald that Theodosius has just like missed the fucking point, right? Like, you're not supposed to work for Ganbald in order to feel good about yourself. You're supposed to work for the hot springs in order to learn how to be of service to others in your, you know, kind of time of reincarnation. And so he's just humoring you, just smiling and nodding. And as soon as you drop that there's a problem at the temple, he just beak agape turns and wordlessly storms off to the temple, leaving you standing there with a hedgehog.
I look at Theodosius. I got you covered, buddy, if you know what I mean. And I lean forward and I give him another little blink, light on and off wink. I don't really know what winking means, but it seemed like it was happening a lot when we were planning, and it felt cool to do.
The smoke spirit at that point regards you and is going to slowly start following Ganbald at a bit of a lag. And I actually think we missed something here because Isaac, we were a little vague about the trigger for your channel divinity. The myconid has swung into action and collided with the geckos. The myconid does not yet have the elderwood berry, but there's a little bit of chaos, a little bit of a, you know, kind of dust cloud kicking up here. Do you want that to sort of act as the trigger? Do you want to use your channel divinity?
Yeah, that would be like the, hold on now, what's going on here?
What does it look like when you cast channel divinity on the myconid?
So are the roots different here?
That's a very good question. They are, right? Like they're no longer are they the very blood tree sort of substrate roots that you've seen manifest in the past. They are the same roots that seem to be the very fabric of this place, right? Like they are the roots that make up the ceiling and the walls and the outside boundaries of the afterlife, covered in the faintly white mycelium of of these mushrooms, they feel different. Somehow, well, when you used this channel divinity last time, there was a sense of power that went along with it. There was a sense of realized potential and a surge, if you will, of control. You felt like this was a moment that you could close your fist around a problem. When you do it here, it's a little different. You are channeling something that is a little bit more organic. It's a little bit more, it just is. And it's almost like you sort of open your hand to the moment.
Just in his mind, basically, in his mind's eye, he would, this, instead of like you said, the seizing of control aspect of things, Isaac would basically ask these vines to help and guide them towards the problem of these myconids and what they're about to do.
So it's just the one, and I think that without any hesitation, the vines oblige. Could you please tell me? Could you please read your channel divinity for me so I get a sense of what this does?
Sure can. Give me 1 second. Yes, channel divinity, nature's wrath. As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. The creature must succeed on a strength or dex saving throw, DC 12, or be restrained.
Great. So strength or dex, that's going to be a +0. We have to get a 12 on the die. That's an 18.
Oh.
The vines shoot up and make for this little myconid sprout that is just like, oh no, oh god, scrambling on the ground because he was not expecting his rope to break, right? Like, that was the result of a bad roll. He is not where he wants to be. But he is just like clamoring for the elderwood berry, like as if for a football and a tackle, right? Like things are just like on top of him, and he is just trying to get this thing. And the vines come up and go for him, and he manages to like squirm out of the way, and you see that his like head kind of stays in one place and his legs like whip around and then up and over, and he like somersaults without really moving. In this, again, they've got this like gyroscopic way of moving that's like very unsettling. And then all of a sudden he's standing, and that is going to be it for your channel divinity. Harisa, you clock all of this.
Hello. Yes, indeed. Okay. All right. What I want to do is, I think I would like to support Spinks in an action today. So I would like, Spinks sees him. Has he knocked over the geckos and things, didn't he? In his the myconid knocked over the geckos. Yeah, and so is the what does the elderberry look like? Where is it at the moment?
So again, these elderberries in the afterlife here are the similar, kind of color and texture. They're this like very bright blue exterior.
Yeah, sorry, I meant like, does it look unharmed? Is it overturned? Is it on the floor?
Yeah, looks okay. I mean, it's off the palanquin. It's like rolling around on the ground, but it does look unharmed.
Okay. In that case, Spinks is going to dash out and try and retrieve the elderberry before the myconid can get it. Yeah, I don't think he's going to try and make this subtle. I think he's going to try and be like, I will save the thing from this wretch.
So I'm gonna give you a choice here, because I think you're gonna be able to sort of min-max this, but I think that's still either sleight of hand or regardless of subtlety, right? It's either dexterity based or it's athletics. So it's one of the two.
I am better with dexterity, I think.
Which is Spinks better at?
Well, I can swap my things with Spinks.
What?
What?
What? Yeah, I have a note
Oh, fuck me!
Yeah,
While you're
Pat.
here in the
Saying that
afterlife, you can
Sphinx
swap
and
your
I-
abilities. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Pat. Get
Yeah.
get Patrick.
That's
Patrick.
Yeah, I'm getting wrecked. I'm
Right.
getting owned. It's great.
You're giving everyone amazing
So-
things. An invisibility cloak, a grappling hook.
So I'm going to basically be willing Sphinx. Harissa's going to be willing Sphinx in this to basically dive through, like from the edge of the crowd, through the geckos to try and retrieve this thing and hold it up triumphantly. Like, I have saved it. Yes, in his dress. So he will be looking fabulous as he does this.
Roll it for me.
Sphinx is blessed.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a 21
Before bless. You might want to put bless on that.
Before bless. You want me to put? I have also.
You don't
got,
necessarily need to use inspiration, but you get bless all the time, so I would put bless on it. Okay, so 24 total? Okay. Harissa, as you reach out in your mind's eye to Sphinx, the scales on the side of your face twitch and flare. And Sphinx, like, stands up straight in this glorious dress. And in that moment, has the ability that Harissa has cultivated carefully over her adult life to see a target and clear away all obstacles. And Sphinx takes one forward step, springs, leaps, dives, crashes into this thing, scoops it up under an arm, does a full tumble roll to the other side of the street, and then pops back up with this elderwood berry.
Amazing. Do not worry, elderberry is safe. And he holds it up.
Well, that was a choice because now the entire crowd is focused on Sphinx and the elderwood berry.
Yes, that's what he wanted. He's holding up this thing triumphantly,
Okay.
so he can then present it himself to Demoiselle.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Great. That's Harissa's action? Actually, bonus action because you can command Sphinx as a bonus action, so you still have an action.
I would like to move towards the geckos to try and help them up
Oh, okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
and guard them from the myconid. Protect them.
We are shady shitters. Can I just say that?
Right.
You step in and help one of the geckos up, and the myconid, who is standing there just like dumbfounded, is like, "What the hell? I thought we had a deal."
I do not know what you're talking about, but you need to leave before you die.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. No refunds. Harissa, as the myconid goes to run, and your turn draws to a close, I need Sphinx to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Thanks. 11? Do I need to use my inspiration?
Do you?
Do you?
I think
All the
I
information's
might.
on the
I'm really
task.
sus. Yeah, I'm gonna do that again. No, I didn't get any better, so.
The crowd descends on Sphinx and grabs him.
Oh.
Sphinx is gonna assume that they're doing it to lift him on their shoulders and celebrate his wondrous victory. Thank you. Yes, take me to Ganbald.
All right. Well, that is that on Harissa's
That is
turn.
that.
Oh boy, Guard.
It's all going according to plan.
Exactly.
You have sent Ganbald to the temple. You have Theodosius still with you. What do you do?
I look at the hedgehog. Mission accomplished.
I still don't understand the nature of the mission. What was? Does Ganbald need help? Should I be pursuing him?
Why are you wearing that little vest with all those medals?
Fuck off. I'm glad I named this NPC something meaningful because we're really getting into his business.
Like, water squirted out of my eyes. That's how much I laughed at that. Mission accomplished. Oh my god.
It's a uniform. A representation of status and ability.
But nobody else here wears one like that. It just stands out.
Well, yes, that's. Wouldn't you want to be exceptional?
I don't care.
I don't know what to have anyone roll in this situation because I genuinely do not understand what Guard wants out of this interaction.
Guard is done. Guard accomplished the goal. Guard is hanging out. The threat is over. All tension has left the room. He has successfully distracted Ganbald. Now he's just trying to get to know this hedgehog that seems to have a hole in his heart.
Great. Fantastic. I am going to ask you to roll me a persuasion check that we will use to sort of dictate this impromptu therapy session.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to call it the therapy.
We love a supportive friend.
An 8.
Guard, I think that this conversation like takes you and Theodosius like over to the bar, over to Guter Stoneend's bar, and just ends with you like on Mel's tab just feeding drinks to this hedgehog as he gets into all of his frustrations with his time spent in the afterlife. And it's gonna eat your turn, but I'm gonna give you some opportunities to do some interesting stuff when we come back around on the next one, because an eight is not very good, so you're out of the rung for now.
I'm not gonna understand most of what he's talking about, but I'm gonna nod my head as if I do.
No, I don't think you understand really any of it. It's great. Fantastic.
You understand words, just not what they mean.
We're gonna get into again. Actually, Cinder, remind me on your next turn that I want to give you something specifically. Okay.
All right, I will do my best to remember that.
Thank you, Isaac.
No.
Just no.
The myconid is back on his feet. Harisa has helped up a gecko. Sphinx has been overtaken by the crowd and currently has the elderwood berry. What do you do?
And I can tell I'm not as goofy as Mr. Sphinx. I can tell this is like an angry mob, not a hip hip hooray.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, that stunning lizard, and that's a fabulous dress. We need to save him. Can a cat
also just to make sure you've got kind of full context here, like the myconid crashing in was chaotic enough that like it is not a dead certainty that everyone in the crowd will agree a myconid crashed the parade and a lizard saved the day, right? Like with the way that the crowd is reacting, you get the sense that some of them probably think that the lizard was trying to steal the elderwood berry.
Ooh. Okay. I want to see if I can get through the crowd.
Okay.
With my big beefiness.
Okay.
And then touch Mr. Sphinx and cast protection from good and evil.
That's very good.
Ooh.
Or if I don't know how, actually Isaac wouldn't know how connected they are, so he's gonna go for Mr. Sphinx and touch.
Okay, cool, great. Give me an athletics check if you'd be so kind.
I am blessed, but then blessed drops after this because I'm pretty sure protection against good and evil
is concentration. Yeah.
But that's
16. Okay. You push your way through the crowd, get to Sphinx, reach out, grab him by the scruff.
Why, you little... Oh, I can't believe you do so. It's okay. I'm gonna get you out of this shit. This is not according to plan at all.
Okay.
We done screwed up.
Yep.
Hopefully everybody else is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. I got him. Why you start shaking him?
Isaac, what does it look like when you cast protection from good and evil?
Mainly, it's just like that same type of aura or heat wave sort of look, but the smell of a garden basically setting up and just walking into a greenhouse.
Oh.
Incredible. Everything for the briefest of seconds goes boom, dead silent. As you reach out, shake Sphinx, and cast this spell, admonishing him as the verbal component. And from the top of the tower, you hear as the clock rips off the face of the building, tumbling down toward the crowd below, and you see a bird's claw scraping against the wood in the remaining hole.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Oh, beans.
Oh, beans. Oh, beans.
Oh, beans.
Okay. The vast majority of the crowd does manage to move away as this clock slams into the ground. You see a couple of people hurt themselves while jumping out of the way. There might be a few broken legs, a few injuries, but it doesn't look like it has meaningfully damaged anyone. But Demoiselle doesn't seem to be too terribly happy about your intervention in this situation.
I think we need to get this to her very quickly. Before she comes to get it herself.
Only we had a way up there.
We're going to move on to the myconid, who is just going to try to dead sprint past Harisa.
Do I get an opportunity of attack of opportunity or whatever that is?
Gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking kill him.
Well, it's more of a sort of just a grab.
I hate the mushroom people.
Just a shriek.
I don't think you're technically allowed to make a grapple check as an opportunity attack, but I think that's stupid. So, if you want to make an athletics check against this thing, we can do that. You need to beat. It's got a +0 to this. A 6.
I got 13.
Great. You reach out, grab this myconid, and he's like, I thought you just said you wanted me to leave. I was just gonna get out of here. You don't have to do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Leave me alone. Dangling limbs. His head isn't moving, but his legs are like flailing, running in place.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Why?
I think very loudly, Harisa's just like, how dare you interrupt the offering? You're lucky that we were here to make sure that the elderwood berry was not damaged.
Okay. We cut back to the heist. Ganbald makes it to the temple and is looking for a disruption. Doesn't see anything immediately. I rolled a nat 20 on his perception.
Dang.
He beelines to the place where Jonathan's shell used to be. Oh, not again. Mel and Guard! And Mel, you hear him shriek from the temple. And we cut to June.
Ah. Yes.
And you race your way up to the conservatory. Just in time to hear as the clock at the top of this building is wrenched from the wall.
Oh boy.
Good news is the elevator seems to have been open, indicating that no one else is up here.
Can I see? So I can like look into the window.
So you're in the conservatory, right? You can look out. You can look out over the parade if you want. You can kind of, without moving, you could see into the hallway, where you could see the elevator. And that hallway leads to the study and some other places, right? But that's sort of where you're at. You're at the corner of the conservatory.
I'm gonna start looking for the ledger very quickly.
So Reevesy indicated that the ledger was in the study. Are you going to the study?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So many rooms. I will very quietly make my way.
You are alone, and the only other entities that might be attached to this space are a little distracted. So I don't think I'm going to have you roll, but I will have you make an investigation check when you get into the study. You get into the study, and it is as you left it, right? Like there are There's debris everywhere. There's like a dresser pushed up against this landscape of the Western Wealds that has been torn open. It looks as if a fight took place here. But otherwise, it is, kind of this lived-in space. Books on the walls, low light from the fireplace. If you're looking for the ledger, you can give me an investigation check.
Oh man, it's a 7.
I think on a 7, you don't find it immediately. You get to a ledger, the one that's sort of open on the desk, and you start leafing through. And it's a ledger, but it doesn't, you're looking for Brandveer, and it doesn't seem like this is the right one. And because it was out on the desk, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't point you to where the other ones might be. So I think you spent a little bit of time kind of chasing up the wrong tree. That's movement and action from June. Any bonus action?
No. Just gonna keep looking.
Mel. You've just heard Ganbald yell. It sounds like everything's going according to plan.
Yes, and Melmanon is quickly going to head towards the sound of Ganbald screaming, but before he does, Melmanon is going to find a place to stash the cloak he found.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead and roll me, again, a sleight of hand check.
19.
Yeah, I think you manage. Actually, I think what happens is you slip by the bar that Guter tends, and you sort of, without anybody really recognizing, you poke your head in, you see that Guter's nowhere to be found. You see the guard is very embroiled in a conversation with Theodosius. You just hang the cloak up on the coat rack and whoop, zip off toward Ganbald.
Great. I enter the temple. I go to Ganbald.
Melmanon! What happened?
What's happened?
He gestures. There's been a robbery, Melmanon!
Jonathan Shell.
Yes. How did you... Yes, Jonathan Shell, it is missing! What happened here?
Well, I do not know. Is it the myconids again?
The myconids on top of everything else that's happened?
It very well could be. I mean, they did this once before, did they not?
Deception check.
14.
Okay, anything else that you can or want to do to increase that?
The burst pipe in the steam room. Could that have been a distraction?
Alright, take advantage. That's very fucking good.
I'll take a 19, please.
Burst pipe? A burst pipe? Perhaps they're still in the building.
Very well. They could be. I'll get right on searching for them.
Yes, quite. Melmanon, before you go, and he reaches out and he sort of grabs your shoulder. I know that we ought to trust our come-lately friends, the lizard and the guardian amongst them, but too much has happened today for me to feel at ease. Please, if you see them, account for their whereabouts. I don't like the way this all smells.
I must admit, my feelings are also pointing in the same direction.
Yes. Well, your intuition is rather refined. Go! Hurry, we must make ready for the geckos. There ought to be another elderwood berry offering arriving soon. We must get this taken care of at once, so I hate to go into another lockdown. And he starts fretting about seeking out the smoke spirit and conferring with them. Where does Mel go?
Mel is going to head back into the bathhouse and begin looking through rooms as if he's searching for the myconids and the party.
Wonderful. As you go by, you pass the smoke spirit. You got a 19 on your deception roll. The smoke spirit gets a +5 to insight. That's a 16.
All right.
The smoke spirit does not bow as you pass.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do. I have a point of inspiration.
You've already burnt advantage on this, so
yes.
You can't get a higher roll than a 19.
All right, Melmanon clocks it, but doesn't react to it.
Harisa.
is. Can I make this any worse? Let's see in this go.
Yeah, you see Jesus Christ. You see the clock crash into the ground. Isaac has grabbed Sphinx. The crowd seems to still want to recover the elderwood berry. The gecko that you helped up is moving towards Sphinx as well. You have the myconid in hand. What do you do?
I would just say, do not panic. I have the culprits. Everything is okay. And Sphinx is going to just kind of hold out the berry towards the gecko that's coming towards him. Obviously still hanging from Isaac. Just like holding this like beach ball sized thing. Like holding it out to the gecko.
I got it for you, so it did not roll away and get squashed by the clock.
This is to the gecko?
Yes.
The gecko wordlessly cocks its head, blinks its big oval eyes from just underneath the brim of its hat, and it holds out a hand, toes unfurling one at a time for the elderwood berry.
Sphinx is going to just sort of put it in and sort of tap it on the top.
Safe and sound.
The gecko takes it back, cradling it. It's the precious offering that it is, and steps back up to Harisa with the myconid. Looks at the myconid. Looks at Harisa. Harisa, what's your passive deception?
Deception.
Negative.
And yeah. A 9.
You have a -1 to deception? Incredible.
Yeah.
This gecko just rolled a 17.
Yeah, she sucks. Harisa's gonna die. It's fine. She's made peace with her god.
Oh, shit.
The gecko looks at the two of you and says, all right, so one of y'all's gonna explain what the hell is going on.
Damn it, everyone's from New York.
Everyone's a Jersey boy.
I stopped this myconid attempting to steal the elderberry.
Yeah, why does he say that you're working with him? The other gecko stands, and the first gecko snaps fingers and says, bring him with us. We're going to have him talk to Ganbald.
Fine.
You're going to let yourself be led by these geckos?
Yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Because technically I'm not lying.
Fair enough. Harisa, you start to get sort of led away by the geckos. The first gecko with the elderwood berry also tries to calm the crowd a little bit. They're kind of no-selling the clock thing. Like, they seem a little bit urgent, but they can't fix that, right? Like, the solution is get this thing inside as quickly as possible. And, as this thing comes crashing down, I think Ganbald is going to start moving a little bit more quickly as well. And I think that's it for Harisa. Anything else?
No. I think she's accepted her fate.
Fantastic. We cut to Guard.
Anyway, then I cut their bodies apart and fed them to the baby wolverines. Long story short, I have to help my buddy kill the Emperor so he feels better about himself.
No, I get that. That's an honorable thing to do. It's good to have goals, It's good to be ambitious.
I don't know what that word means.
You ask about that, and he kind of considers like what ambition is for like a little bit, right? And he like kind of snaps himself out, and he's like, maybe ambition isn't definable. Maybe it's a feeling, a drive. I want to have done better, I wish I could have stopped them.
Stopped who?
Those damn myconids. They're usually just a nuisance, but they got into our temple at one point while I was on guard. took something very valuable.
What did they take?
A suit of armor. You said you're a guardian, right?
Yeah, I also don't have that many judgmental feelings in general, but I hate the mushroom people.
No, they're awful. They're the absolute worst. They're like the embodiment of mortal greed in the afterlife. It's really uncouth.
Why did you ask if I was a guardian?
The filigree, your structure seems familiar is all.
They stole a suit of armor?
Nobody ever tracked it down. It was right out from under my nose. I still don't know how they got in.
Would it make you feel better if we went and killed some? My day is open. I've accomplished my plan.
You know, that'd be great. Actually, yeah, let's go see if we can find some fucking myconids. Get them out of town.
I haven't killed anything in a while.
All right, buddy. Well, now's our shot. Let's go. And he hops off the bar stool, and that's like a full, like he has to leap off as if like off the end of a stage or something. And he lands on the ground. And, all right, to the myconids.
I pick up the Lorax, ka-chunk, lead the way.
And he starts walking toward the front of the building.
I follow Theodosius wherever he wants to go.
You guys get out to the front, and you see the clock that has crashed down. Things are in disarray. The geckos are leading Harisa and Sphinx and the myconid up to the front of the building.
Is it evident? I almost don't want to ask this question.
Go on.
Is it evident that the myconid is not in a power position?
Yeah, Harisa is holding the myconid, and Harisa herself is being led like a prisoner up this path.
Harisa is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I've been in a bar all day. Guard is taking a while to put these pieces together.
Time is looping here.
Tell me if I'm doing too much on my turn, but I immediately would approach and be like, what is going on? And I would step in front of whoever was walking Harisa like a prisoner.
I think at that point we are going to move on. I think you can get up to that point, say that line, and we are going to move to Isaac. Isaac, you're kind of being ushered along too. Are you going peacefully?
Oh, DM, how close is this damn clock tower?
I'd say probably within 30 feet. You guys were pretty close to the front.
Okay. Who has the elderberry?
The first gecko.
Because he wants to get his friends out of this, and he wants to cause a bit of a distraction, but he also wants to make sure the elderberry gets where it's supposed to go. So, Isaac sighs, realizing all of this is usually, as per usual, all his fault.
Aw,
No, this time, no. It is absolutely
He's
not.
gonna toss his shield at the gecko
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
to knock the elderberry out of his hands, scoop it up like a football, and run towards the clock tower.
Okay.
Oh
I am going to
my
give you, I'm going to
God.
give this to you as an athletics check all in.
All right.
Oh,
9 total.
9.
Yeah.
All right. You wing the shield. The elderwood berry pops up exactly as planned. You zone in on this thing. You are back to training. You are back to your preparation. This is a drill. You know how to run this. And you are 1 foot, 2 foot, doom, doom. And you grab this thing, and your fucking hip goes.
Oh. Tragic.
old man.
Oh no!
You're not as young as you used to be. And you grab this thing, and you tumble into the ground. You are prone about 10 feet ahead of the geckos.
Oh my god.
I could healing word that real quick next turn, but not healing word. Paladin heal. But yeah.
I mean, you didn't take any damage.
Oh, okay.
You're just on the ground.
Right. Yep, that's all I got. I don't have
That's your
any.
turn?
I don't think I have any bonus action for that. Yeah.
Okay. myconid is going to try to get away. Harisa, I need an athletics check from you. You got to beat a 16.
I will attempt to beat. I matched a 16.
Okay, I'll give it to you on a match. This thing scrambles away, gets out of your hand for a second. You grab it with both hands and pull it back in. and that is the myconid. And Isaac, as you sort of look up, you're a little bleary from hitting the ground pretty hard, covered in dust. You've got the elderwood berry, but fuck, that stung.
Oh, yeah.
In a way that was a little deeper than the pain of hitting the ground. And you look up and you see Ganbald standing at the entrance of the bathhouse. What in the hell is going on here?
Express delivery for you. Apologies for the UPS man. He's not very good.
And we cut to June. June, you are frantically going through ledgers. We're going to drop the DC a little bit here. Please give me an investigation check.
Just throwing papers everywhere, trying so hard.
You're
to find
at this
thing.
point, you're just like making a mess.
21.
That's very good. June, I'm going to give you... No, I'm not going to give you a choice. This is going to be good. Mel, I actually have a question for you. What animal best represents Branvir?
When we were in training, while Melmanon was always a little bit more dexterous and fluid with movement, Branvir was a lot more stocky and could take a lot of beating. I think probably something rhinoceros-like.
I like that quite a bit. June. Grab another ledger, fling through it. The dates are wrong. The context is wrong. This can't be right. You chuck it away. You grab another ledger, you crack it open. The language is wrong. These are names in a language that hasn't existed in forever. It's fucking Old Imperial. You can read some of these names. This is not right. And you chuck it away. You pull out another ledger. You thumb through. And you see a familiar name. It's Branvir. You see a little note, date of entry. See a little another column maps out sort of rhinoceros as his next reincarnation, and then you see the final column, his end date is blank. He's still here somewhere. There's no note that he's working, so he's probably resting. You might still be able to find him. And as you sit with that, realizing that you have met your objective in coming into this room and putting yourself in danger, your eyes trace to the top of the page. Dale Snowthorne. You see the date that he died. Bear. You were right. You see a little note. He, funnily enough, was working in the kitchens. Jehoshaphat's job. And in the column of his reincarnation date, about a day ago.
Fuck you, Pat!
Legit, you beat me. Fuck you! Nah, man.
And as you sit in shock and frustration and grief,
There was something I wanted to do. Was that all on one page? Like
Yeah,
Branvir
it was
and
all on
Dale?
one page.
She rips the page out.
Take inspiration, put it in your inventory. Yeah! As you go to rip the page, the sound of the paper ripping masks the sound of the landscape ripping. And so June does not notice as birds' legs wrap around the dresser and begin to rock it back and forth.
All right, you lovely creatures, that's another episode in the books, and what a goofy one at that. Thank you so much to all of the people that support our show. Thank you, the listeners, for being here, and a very special thank you to our rally defenders, Darlene Wallace and Elder Barry. We are able to make this show what it is because of support from you and viewers like you. So thank you again, and have a great week. And we'll see you guys in the next one.